I thought I would go ahead and do a haul today. There's actually been some new products coming out that I'm quite excited about. I'll start off with some products that I actually have on my face right now that are really nice. These are now up on Sephora, but I did purchase mine off the Pat McGrath website. She released a collection of matte lipsticks. I purchased the shade 1995. I thought this looked like the lightest lipstick out of the range, but it's more like a fall, like brown nude shade. It's what I have on my lips today with Charlotte Tilbury's Lip Cheat in Eye-Conic Nude. But did you guys see on Instagram that Pat McGrath is releasing a whole line of makeup? I can like hardly contain myself. I can't wait till it comes out. But this is a lipstick that I got, and again, this is what I have on my lips. The packaging is super cute with the lips. It isn't a magnetic closure, it actually like clips closed. And then here is the shade that I have. This particular matte lipstick is one of those kind that has got like a silicone type of base where it feels really comfortable on the lips. It doesn't have a real drying feeling like at all. I've actually had this on for probably 4 hours now, and it feels just fine. So this is 1995 right there. It's a really pretty nude shade. I did think it was going to be a little bit lighter than what it actually is, but I do like it. It's a good shade for going into fall, and it actually worked out really nicely with this next product that I'm going to show you that I also just got. It's the eyeshadow that I have on right now, and this is from a new brand named Stellar. So they came out with 2 palettes like this. I purchased the one in the shade Solar. These are made in Canada. The shade range, when I seen it on the Sephora website, was really pretty. It's that burgundy. My look actually came out really fall-like. I didn't intend it to be like that, but it just kind of did, and I do like how it turned out. It does come with 2 little applicators that I probably won't ever use, but the shades inside of here are really, really pretty. When I first pulled it out of the box, which this is the box packaging, and then this is the brand right there, I thought that this felt really cheap, like the packaging and stuff, and I kind of felt like it was something that I would have bought at the drugstore. But when I went to use the eyeshadows on my eyes today, which again, this is what I have on, they're really nicely pigmented and they blended really well. So I am really happy with the quality of the actual eyeshadows. Not so impressed with the packaging, however. There are 4 matte eyeshadows in here, which are this guy and then these 3 on the end. I think I used these 2, and then these 2 right here. So I did use like 6 shades on my eyes. These are only, another thing that was kind of a downfall, because this was, I think was $42, is the pan size of each eyeshadow is only like 0.02 ounces, like 0.022 I think is what it averaged out to be, because the total's 0.22 ounces for the whole palette, but the pan size is really small. It doesn't come with a ton of product. So let's swatch these. This is the weakest one in terms of swatching that I had found, but again, on the eyes, they just really went on very, very nice, and they blended really well too. So those are the first 4. And then these next 4, I almost feel like swatching these, I'm like, yeah, I probably used like half the pan. No, I just feel like I wish the pan sizes were larger. I wish there was more product in here for the price, because I feel like they kind of cheaped out on the packaging, so there should be more product, I guess. But again, the actual eyeshadows are really beautiful. So there's the next 4. These last 2 shades, which are matte. And again, these blended out really beautifully. So that is the, what did I say it was called? It's by Stellar Cosmetics, and the shade I have is called Solar. Another eyeshadow palette that I just got is one by Marc Jacobs, and he came out with, I think there's 5 or 6 new eyeshadows. They have a different formula. They're his Eye-Conic multi-finish eyeshadow palettes, and I purchased 740 Scandalust. It comes in the same type of packaging. These ones don't have the little fabric case over the top with the button that they used to come with. They're just kind of in the box, but these shades are so pretty. These are the colors right here, and I just wore this the other day, and that look turned out super pretty. These blended really well. The pigmentation is really, really good on them. Really impressed with this. There's 2 other well, actually, I would like to have all of the new ones that he came out with, but there's 2 for sure that I really want to get. They're so pretty. So there's the first 3 shades, and then the next 3, I think I did that out of order, but that color there, that copper color, is so beautiful. And these blend out and go on really nice as well. And then this last shade. There are two shimmers in here, which are the copper shade and then this guy right here. The other ones are matte eyeshadows. So there's 5 matte eyeshadows in this palette and 2 shimmery ones. And each eyeshadow in this palette is 0.03 ounces per shade, so a little bit more than the last one that I just showed. And then Makeup Forever released a bunch of new face powders, and they kind of did it the same way when they released their new eyeshadow pans, where if you buy 2 or 3 and then add the compact, it takes down like a discount off of the total. So I purchased a trio and added the trio pan, or bought the trio pan. I actually got these in store at Sephora. And I purchased 3 shades. These powders, there's highlights, contours, and blushes in this range. And I do want to get some more of more compacts like this, because I do think that the powders are very nice. And the amount of product that you get in each one of these is 0.17 ounces, which is a pretty hefty amount of product. So I purchased the highlighter shade and 2 blushes. The highlight shade is H102. And then the blush is B208, the pink one, and then a corally type of shade, which is B302. And then both of the center blush here, B208, is a matte, and then the more peachy one is a like a well, it's kind of like an apricot with a gold shift in it. It's really pretty on the cheeks. And then the highlight is it's light enough for fair skin, which is always a plus for me because sometimes those are kind of hard to find. But it's got a slightly pink undertone to it, so. Swatch these guys. I've used the highlight out of here quite a few times so far. So there's the highlight in H102. The pink blush is B208, and that's a matte. And then this one right here is B302, and it's got a gold shimmer in it. Then I did do some shopping when I went down to Texas recently, and I went to the Chanel counter and I purchased the Illusion Dome from Chanel in number 97, New Moon. And I've seen tons of people talk about this on the internet, and I've never like swatched it in person before. And when I did, I was like, I just need that. And I've worn this both by itself on the lid, and I've worn it as a topper shade, and it is really pretty. It comes in a glass jar. And these eye products from Chanel that come in the glass, they do kind of dry out and kind of will shrink, and you can like tip it over and it'll come out. But I do find that used with a finger, I can still use them when they're kind of more dry. But anyway, this is a New Moon right here. And the dimension in it and the colors and stuff is just, it's a really unique, very pretty eye product. You can like put it on a little bit more sheer, or you can build it up. And I've used it, again, like I said, as a topper, and I've also used it by itself, and it's just puts this really fine, like, it's like a sophisticated glimmer on your eye that's really stunning. So that's New Moon from Chanel, number 97. And then I did purchase one of the new Becca Light Chaser highlighters. I was kind of going back and forth on these guys, but then I finally was able to swatch them in person. And the one I got is in Rose Quartz. There's another one that I'm thinking about getting. And these ones do come in a smaller compact. This is the size of their blushes. But the product inside, there's 0.23 ounces in this one. And like the limited edition, what is this called? Prismatic Amethyst. This shade has got 0.25 ounces of product in there. So even though the compact looks significantly smaller, there isn't a whole ton less product, because I think the prices are like the same, if memory serves me correctly. But anyway, this one here is Rose Quartz. Maybe a swatcher. I just thought that it was a really pretty highlight shade right there. It shifts a really pretty like duochrome, what is it, kind of like a golden pink to it. So that one is Rose Quartz from Becca. Then I was super excited to finally get the new Guerlain Meteorites, and these are the Birthday Candy Pearls edition. I love, this is a product, a higher end product that I use the version Claire in the permanent range. I probably use that product almost every single day as a finishing powder all over my face, and I've gone through, I think, 3 of the full-size tins since I've started using it. But this is a product that I just really like to collect as well, because they do these limited edition tins. And this one does have more sparkle to it than the ones in their permanent range, but it's just a really pretty product on the skin. And then this one here, like I mentioned, they came out with a blue tin. I think it was blue. from the holidays. And what they did was they kind of raised the bottom of this tin higher, so like the bottom is like right here, so it kind of looks like the pearls are more full, which, I mean, in hindsight it looks better, but when I swirl my brush around it, because they are higher, I have a tendency to like lose my little pearls on the floor and I have to pick them up. But nonetheless, I still love my Guerlain Meteorite pearls, so this is kind of the finish it gives on the skin. I use a big fluffy brush and I buff this all over the face as a finishing powder. I was also finally able to swatch the new Hourglass Ultra Slim High Intensity Refillable Lipsticks. So I purchased one of them, and I did take note because I was like, there's a few more shades that I had swatched that I did want to order online. But the shade that I purchased in store is called The First Time. And I thought the packaging was like super cool. It's kind of got like old Hollywood vibes to it. Then you pull the top off and then there's your lipstick, and the shade is written on there. But again, this is just like a satin nude shade. It's kind of right up my alley. It's got a little bit of a peachiness to it. Super pretty. There's like at least 2 more shades in this collection that I would like to get. This is a full, like a really opaque lipstick. It's not super slippery or anything. It stays really nicely on the lips, and it has a nice opaque coverage to it. This next product kind of got me from the packaging, and I purchased this during the Nordstrom anniversary sale, and this is the Clarins Bronzing and Blush Compact from their summer collection. Again, I just thought that the packaging was super pretty. There's 0.7 ounces of product in here, so it's one of those larger bronzers. And then here is the inside product. I do like the bronzer. The formula goes on really nice. This is one that pulls quite warm on my skin though, so I kind of you like to warm my base makeup up to be a little bit darker for it to look kind of nicer on me. If my skin's really pale, then you can really see the warm tones in it a lot more. So, but it's a pretty bronzer. The formula is quite nice. Then I also purchased one of Lancome's new highlighters. This is the dual finish highlighter, and the shade I got is 01 Shimmering Buff. I've used this quite a few times as well. There's 0.18 ounces of product in here. This has got a real candlelight glow to it. It's light enough for my skin tone, and it does look really pretty on the skin. This has got a certain thickness to it where if you have a lot of texture on your skin, I think that it might be a little bit too heavy in terms of like the formula's a little bit thicker on the skin. But other than that, I mean, it buffs out really pretty, and the highlighter itself is really pretty. But if you go overboard, it can look a little thick on the cheek, is what I had noticed, because it can build up pretty heavy. So, but it is a really pretty highlighter. I think there's like 5 shades in this range as well. So that is Shimmering Buff 01 Dual Finish from Lancome, Dual Finish Highlighter. ColourPop also recently released some pressed highlighters, and I purchased 2 shades. I was just looking on here, and the shade name isn't actually printed on the packaging. So one's called Here Kitty Kitty, and the other one is called S'il vous plaît. One is kind of a champagne neutral, and the other one's a white, which you hopefully, I should just look it up on the website. Okay, the white one is S'il vous plaît, and the darker one is called Here Kitty Kitty. On the boxes for these two and the back of the labels, it's got bronzer and highlighter on both the sticker and the box. Like, why wouldn't they just have a highlighter box for one and a bronzer box for the bronzers? I don't get it. In any event, I do like the highlighters. There's 0.23 ounces of product in each one of these. I think the packaging is pretty too, and I'm glad that it's in a hard plastic packaging as opposed to a cardboard. So let's see which one this one is. Okay, this is S'il vous plaît. This is the white shade. I've got a compilation of both of these two highlighters on my face today to highlight. And they have a little bit of a slightly chunkier type of a texture to it, but buffed into the skin, I think that they look really nice. They are a high shine highlighter for sure. So that one is called S'il vous plaît right there, and then the other one is called Here Kitty Kitty, and that is kind of like it looks neutral beige. It looks like it'll be too dark for my skin when you look at it in the pan, but it actually swatches lighter than it looks. but it is a little bit more neutral than the other. And these are, I just think that I think they're really pretty buffed into the skin. I've got them on my face today for highlighters, and I do think that they are nice. When I got the highlighters, I was also able to get in on the restock for the Cute AF eyeshadow palette. I don't like the name. They could have called it Cute as Heck or something, but Cute AF, not for me. But I do actually, I wish this came in a plastic packaging, both of these palettes, because I also got the Femme Rosa, Karuchi, and ColourPop palette. It's called She. These little palettes, I think that they're worth the money. They're relatively inexpensive, and the shades and the actual product itself inside are really nice. They blend really nice, and they're nicely pigmented. Each eyeshadow is 0.03 ounces, so they're on the smaller end, but they're not like the 0.02. Lorac Pro palettes, those pans are 0.02 ounce, so there's a little bit more in here than that. But they're 18 bucks a piece, and I've seen a lot of videos of people comparing the Cute AF palette to the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. I do have that palette, and while they're comparable, I don't feel like they're the same, but I still like the ColourPop ones too. So, but hopefully they keep restocking these, because from what I see, people really have been enjoying them, so I think that they should make enough for everybody. These do not have a mirror in the lid, and they do come in cardboard packaging. This one here has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of the 12 shades are matte, so quite a bit of matte eyeshadows in there. So I thought it'd be fun to give you guys some swatches, and I hope that, again, that they keep restocking them, because I do, you know, it's a nice palette, especially for the money. Oh. So there's the first 4 shades in the Cute AF palette, then this middle row. So, you know, they got really nice pigmentation. And then this bottom row. I really think that this shade right here is unique, this tangerine shade. It's like a fiery, bright orange gold. Where is it? Right here. Oop. So there's the last 4 swatches. But there are the swatches for the Cute AF palette. Then let me go ahead and swatch the Karuchi She Pressed Powder palette. These are the shades in here. For matte eyeshadows, there are 4. The entire bottom row are the 4 matte eyeshadows in this palette. The rest have got a shimmer in them. So those are the first 4. In this middle row, I keep looking at the top row and thinking some of those would look really pretty on the face. This one right here. It's the middle row. And then this last row, which are the matte eyeshadows. Ooh. There. So that is the Karuchi and ColourPop eyeshadow palette. I also purchased some lip products from Dior. I think these are both kind of new formulas. One is the Liquefied Shine Saturated Lip Color, and I purchased that one in the shade 550 Tease. This is what the packaging looks like on these guys. These are pretty opaque and really shiny lip products. There was a couple of shades that I wanted, but I did just go with this one, which is a pink. So that one is $5.50. This next one is $5.61 Wonderful, and this is the Sensational Color Hydrogel Core Mirror Shine lipstick. And I know I purchased 2 of these, and the other one has got to be in one of my bags somewhere, because I know I was wearing it when I was traveling. But this one is $5.61, and these are the ones that have the little CD or Christian Dior in the center. But these are really shiny. They're not, they definitely have color to them, but they're not super opaque. They feel kind of balmy. But that one right there is number 561. And the other one that I got was like a coral shade, and it's really pretty on too. And I can't, it's somewhere. I'll find it eventually, and I will haul it. Then one of the YSL counters that I went to had the engraving machine right there at the counter, so I was finally able to get one of the YSL lip products and engrave my name on the outside of the packaging. There you can kind of see it. And this is one of their Volupte Tint in Balms, and this is number 9. YSL's lipstick packaging is just I just feel like it's some of the most elegant that there is. This is the formula that has the little lip in the middle. Like the core has got a shape of a lip in there. But this is the color. And these are just really hydrating, tinting like lip products. Right here, I like to wear these with like a lip liner. I'll put a lip liner on like all over my lips and then go over it with this to give it really shine hydrated look. I also purchased the new BareMinerals foundation. This is the BareMinerals Bare Pro Performance Wear Liquid Foundation, and the shade that I have is number 10, Cool Beige. This is actually what's on my face today. But this foundation has got a really nice long wear to it. I haven't really been like getting oily in any spots or anything like that, and it hasn't broken up on my face. It's really a thin kind of liquidy consistency. Like you wouldn't think that it would cover as well as it does. I think there's 2 pumps on my skin today, but I've got the shade Cool Beige, which initially I thought this was going to be a little bit too dark for me, but it actually matches my skin tone really well. They have a pretty large shade range in this foundation too, which is quite nice. So this one is right there. And that's what the shade looks like. Like it kind of almost like blends right into what my skin is right now. But I really like this foundation. One of the, again, the Dr. Jart, which I've gone through so many tubes of that stuff. Sometimes, again, it just feels a little bit thicker on my skin. My skin does look nice, but it's just a little bit heavier feel. And also it has kind of a heavier amount of dimethicone in it. This does have silicones in it, but it's not flat out dimethicone, which I'm yet to find out longer down the road whether this kind of clogs up around my mouth or not, but so far so good. It's really thin. The silicones that are in here are kind of broken down silicone derivatives of like dimethicone, if that makes any sense. But that's kind of one of the reasons I've been trying to find something that I really would like to find, a really nice coverage foundation with a high SPF with no silicone in it, which I just don't think they exist. But that's neither here nor there. I have been enjoying that BareMinerals Bare Pro foundation. However, again, it's what I have on my face. So far, so good. I've used it probably 4 days in a row now, but I'm gonna go ahead and end the haul there. I kind of been feeling a little rambly, but anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and found it helpful. Thank you for watching. Do not forget to wear sunscreen, and I'll see you guys later. Bye.